Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's the end of the week. It's the what is it, March 28th, and it's 3 o'clock. The markets are just winding down. It's been another interesting week in the markets. It's like ever since Trump got reelected, the markets have been not disappointing traders. Let's just put it at that. And it gets sometimes it gets a little bit hard to sit in front of the screen for hours at a time. With the way the markets move up and down very fast, sometimes the market moves. We don't know what's causing the market to move simply because, you know, the news cycle, the news that comes out is a bit slow, right? We got to go on Twitter, we got to go look it up, what's moving the market. And that's why having an automated trading system or method is going to help traders. That's why Pablo and I are doing this special presentation on how you can automate using his Markers Plus software as well as my Orderflows software. We're going to go talk about one specific tool that I released called the Toolbox, which takes the different parts of order flow and lets you basically create your own custom indicator. And when it's coupled with markers, now you can take what you like to look for on the footprint and put it on, basically create your own indicator with it. So let's jump into it. So before we begin, it's we're all adults here in the room, and there is this brief disclaimer. Trading does involve risks, and you should only trade with risk capital and not money that you need to live on. All right, so just basic common sense stuff. Don't trade your rent money, so to speak. So automated trading, is it for you? And some people think that um, automated trading isn't for them because they want to analyze the markets. That's fine, but if you really want to level up your playing game, right, you have to be at a level where you can take the trades, where you don't have to necessarily think about, uh, you know, should I take this trade? Should I not take this trade? Right. And especially in this environment, this market environment that everything moves so quickly, like on a dime sometimes, there's times where we literally sell off all morning. I mean, like right now we're down, just near our lows. And first hour of trading looks like it's going to be a big trend day down. Oh, it's going to be an easy day for the market because it's going down. But then all of a sudden, it just turns on a dime and then starts rallying like a bat out of hell, where it just keeps going up, up, and then we make a new high. It's insane. And really, that's where having an automated trader helps you in your trading because it sort of removes one step. That step where you're sort of married to a view of the market. Sometimes we come in, we're thinking, the first hour of trading, we see the market sell off all day. In our mind, subconsciously, we're thinking, oh, this is a trend day down, and we're going to be spending more time thinking about getting short because the market just sold off 40 points right off the cash open, that we overlook that the market is rallying. Okay. And having an automated system that will follow your own set of rules that you set up is going to help you, you know, in the end as a trader. And we're going to talk about how to, automate with markers. All right. So a lot of people think that automated trading is just like this. You open up your laptop and money comes spitting out of it. If it was only that easy, that's just not the reality. I wish it was, but one of the first things I said before we begin this presentation is trading involves risk. And what if you could remove some of that risk, right, by having an automated trading system? And what do I mean by the risk is, well, the risk is overthinking, right? As humans, we tend to overthink things, right? You know what? I'm going to give this setup 10 more seconds to play out, make sure it's going in the right direction. Well, in those 10 seconds, that could be the move that you're looking for, especially in this market environment. Now, there's two different ways to use automated trading. Okay, there's fully automated, which is basically trade entry, trade exit. Where you set up your you have your signals right in the back end. You could set it up. I'll talk about setting up your trading signals. And fully automated would be okay, you got my take profit. I got my stop loss, right? It's either going to go to my take profit or it's going to go to my stop loss, right? One way or the other. And there's partially automated, which is trade entry to get you in, right? So you're not second guessing yourself. Like, there's times where, as an order flow trader, the importance of things like a stacked imbalance, right? Just really basic stuff where it's like, okay, I got a stacked imbalance, but you know what? I'm going to give it, I'm not sure, because of this market environment, and you want to give it a little bit more time, so to speak, to work out. Well, in that time that you're giving it to say work out, next thing you know, the market's moved. It's made the move that you're looking for, right? And that's why you need automated trade entry, right? That just does what it's programmed to do, like the Terminator, right? It just goes, takes the trade based on the conditions. And when I talk about partially automated, then you can manage the trade, manage the exit, right? Manage the exit, or, when I say exit, it's either your stop loss or your take profit, when you're going to get out of the trade. And it's like, when I was a kid, I always see in the cartoons, it'll be like the good angel on one shoulder and the bad angel or the devil on the other shoulder. One person, one saying, "Oh, do this," others doing that. And as a trader, it gets very, very complicated. Okay, and really, to me, that's where automation really comes into play, because one, it gets you in the trade as soon as the conditions are met, right? You don't have to give yourself that extra stress, right? Because if you've ever, I'll say discretionary traded, but point and click trading, I'm sure there's been times where you look at the screen and you're like, yeah, you know what, I want to take that, and it's not quite up to par. Um, it's like, well, I've got it stacked in balance, but I don't have the momentum. But you know what? I lost my last trade, so I'm going to take it. Okay, that's where automated trading is going to save you, because it's automated trading follows your rules, right? Everyone says, um, you know, plan your trade, trade your plan, right? You got to have your own setup rules in place. Using a tool like markers helps you put that in not just black and white, but in the computer, right? Computers are there to help us as traders trade, right? It's not just to plot a chart for you. Well, you're actually using the computer to help you trade. So again, like I said, I prefer partially automated because I'm a hands-on trader, right? I read the order flow, but at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, would you rather get stopped out at your full amount or stopped out at half, or just be happy to scratch the trade? Honestly, that's where managing the trade um, helps traders a lot. Okay, I mean, we're not, we all like to think that we're brilliant mathematicians, that we could work at Renaissance Capital and create these algos that are indestructible, but market conditions change, right? And as traders, we have to understand that, and we have to be able to adjust that. That's why, for me at least, I think partially automated wins over fully automated. Okay, so the next step is, in order to automate order flow, you need to identify trade setups. Okay, now basically the computer needs a reason to buy or sell. So for example, if you're an order flow trader, right, most of you understand order flow, use order flow footprint charts or order flow indicators. Say a delta increasing by a certain percentage over X number of bars, right? You need to give the computer a reason to buy or sell. And let me just pull up a chart here real quick. Okay, so if you're looking at, this is this is just a footprint chart, right? And right, if you're looking at the footprint, right, like here we have a nice delta divergence coming in, right at the low. Maybe you put that in there, it's got to be a delta divergence, with positive delta, or some of these other tools, right? You could use max delta, min delta, delta percentage. There's so much information in the order flow that you can program. Now, sometimes traders get lost in all the data, but what traders don't understand is what you're looking at on a footprint chart is the market. Okay, it's something that tells you, hey, you know what, there's an big change, right? So like, for example, on the Orderflows Trader, one of the big new additions that we made on our software is delta change percentage. Okay, so what it's doing is it's measuring the change between bar 1 and bar 2 in terms of delta. So this delta went from -8 to plus 867. That's a delta increase of 10,937%. Okay, so you could say, well, I want to take a trade when, you know, the delta increase is over, you know, 1,000%. Okay, in this case, it's over 10,000%, and you know, there's two buying imbalances in the bar or two selling imbalances. Okay, in case the delta increase was over 1,000%, but in the negative sense. Here it's in the positive sense. Okay, you can do that, right? Because what I've done now is I created a new tool. It's called the Orderflow Toolbox. Okay, and what it does is it takes sort of the different data points of order flow and combine it so you can create your own trade setup. So for example, right, instead of looking at your footprint chart like this, what you can do is you can create your own indicator based off the information on the footprint chart. So for example, this chart, excuse me, is giving me signals based off of the bar having an open point of control, a stacked imbalance, and order flow gap. Okay, so you can see it's just giving me the signals when those three occurred. Here's another chart. This one has extreme delta threshold, momentum strength, and volume imbalance. Sorry for coughing. And in the past, right, you never were able to do this, you know, just by looking at a footprint chart. You'd have to go in, and the Orderflows Trader was really the only software that would allow you to highlight these things. You know, you'd have to go into the actual Orderflow Trader software and enable what you want to look at to get the signals drawn, right? Like, for example, down here is the delta divergence, right, is enabled. Okay, so, you know, maybe you're looking at delta divergence and something else. So, for example, I talked about this extreme, sorry, the delta change percentage with buying imbalances. Okay, so, you know, what I would do then is I'd find this, the setting here, delta, extreme delta change, right? Set it at whatever I want, you know, 1,000, okay, 1,000%. And then go to volume imbalance, find it in here, 2, set it to 2. So it would highlight to me the bar that has both two buying imbalances or two selling imbalances, if it's a red bar, and a delta change over 1,000%. However, the problem, or not the problem, but rather the thing on the footprint chart is it wasn't combining them. Okay, so for example here, you can see here's my delta percent change, 10,000, plus the bar has two buying imbalances. Okay, so it's giving me that signal. Whereas here, let's find a different one. You know, here's another one, right? It's got the two signals appearing. So you'd have to go basically look for every time there's the two signals appearing in there. Actually, I got the wrong thing enabled, but let's just pull it up here real quick again, take a look. I got some other stuff also enabled. Let's make sure I turn off the other things really quick. Where am I? Delta change threshold, I didn't enable that. No, that's the wrong one, 1,000% delta change. Let me just turn off some of these other things so I don't confuse you. There's some other stuff on, turn off the ratio. Point of control, point of control, point of control. Active balance, value area, developing value area. Okay. There, sorry about that. I just don't want to confuse you by having too many different things going on there at once. So delta change percent and the volume imbalance, make sure you're all good. Okay. So you can see, right, this one triangle, that's just telling you this bar's got multiple imbalance, right? Multiple imbalance. This one is blue color because it's got the delta change percentage 2700, so it's over 1000, right? But it doesn't have both conditions met. Okay, nothing in here. So now basically what we're able to do, right, is we can just pull up a nice bar chart. Okay, I do need tick replay. Oh, hang on. Just pull up a bar chart here. Load this. Hang on. Select the minis. I keep changing it. There we go. Okay, so here's my bar chart, right? So with the toolbox, I just add the toolbox. Then I could just choose how to create my own indicator here. Okay, so delta change percent. Oh my gosh. Delta change delta change percent here 1000. Let's give it a second here. Okay, so I just sorry guys, I just spilled water all over my keyboard. These are the bars that have a delta change of 1000. Okay. Now, if I wanted to add another filter, delta change of 1000. If I want to add the volume imbalance, all right, I just click it here to apply. So now it's going to signal all those bars that have both the delta change percent over the threshold as well as two volume imbalances. Okay. Let's give it a second here. It says calculating, right? So you can see, here. Now there's other filters you could use. This is just one I picked off the top of my head. There's a lot you can do. This is delta breakout, momentum strength, volume imbalance, extreme delta threshold, momentum strength, volume imbalance, as well as extreme R volume. There's even some more in here. You could just go through. Basically, I could create my own tool. So say, for example, okay, delta change is set at 500, but say I want to use, let's just pick something up really quick here. So just disable volume imbalance. Say I want, bars that have a thin print and, a small min-max delta. I don't know. I'm just picking this off the top of my head really quick, but let's see how it looks. All right, you can go through there. Again, most of us that trade order flow, we have certain things that we're looking for in the order flow on the regular basis, right? And having a tool like this, my opinion, is just going to, help with your analysis, right? You can refine it down to, other aspects, whatever you want. You could add more to it. Say it's, say you want to have, where is it here? Exhaustion print, okay? Exhaustion print with, let me get, what was that? take that off. You know, a bar with an exhaustion print and a small min-max delta, right? And don't worry if you don't understand what small min, you know, all these different tools are explained in the user guide, and especially if you have Orderflows Trader, you know, you just go to orderflows.com/oft8. All these tools are actually explained in there, but you can see, you know, how it performed, you know, how it's looking when it's combined. Again, I'm just picking these off the top of my head. We do have, you know, I've done webinars, user training webinars where I discuss, you know, very specific trade setups that you can use in different markets, as well as, you know, what settings you're going to adjust. You know, there's so many different markets out there. You know, say you're looking at gold futures. You know, gold is having some nice moves. You know, whether you're a scalper or something, you could adjust all of these in there, right? I mean, you can choose. So if you're using exhaustion prints there, you probably wouldn't use 9. You'd probably go down to something like a 3 to sort of clean it up, right? You can see it's much clearer here. You're catching some nice trends. Um, do small min max delta. You could even do, you know, exhaustion prints plus, you know, bars that have stacked stacked imbalances as well, or you know, even the bars that have stopping volume. Stopping volume is one of the new tools that we've added onto the toolbox. We've added actually 11 new tools on here. Now, something like stopping volume, you could even adjust sort of the volume percentage that's coming in to help stop the moves, right? So, you know, there's so many different things that you can do with the toolbox. You can create your own indicator, basically, you know, using the toolbox. Now, once you've, you know, created your own indicator, right? Next thing you want to do is, you know, you want to automate it. Okay, so for example, well, here, I'll show you guys something really quick here. Let me go back to an E-mini chart. Okay, here. One of the things that makes the toolbox sort of unique is that you can actually add multi-time frame analysis. Okay, and what's multi-time frame analysis? We see up here period type. So I could change it to, say, a 5-minute chart. So say I trade a 1-minute chart, and I'll just keep it simple. Let me just turn off some of this stuff. Delta change. That. And I'll just use, you know, a very simple thing, stacked imbalance. So what I'm doing now, right, is I'm looking at, even though I have a 1-minute chart up, I'm using a 5-minute time period, right? And I'm looking for what up here, you see up here in the corner, stacked imbalances. So even though I'm trading a 5-minute chart, or sorry, a 1-minute chart, I can take sort of higher time frame analysis and put it on this chart. You can see on the 5-minute chart, stacked imbalance, stacked imbalance, stacked imbalance, stacked imbalance, and even down here late in the day on the 5-minute chart, there's a stacked imbalance. I'm looking at a 1-minute chart if I wanted to manage it. Okay, so it's really a robust software for analyzing order flow. What we've done basically is we've taken all the information that we use to analyze the order flow, all the different ways. Now, you know, there's point of controls, there's imbalances, there's all these delta numbers. There's so many different ways that we analyze the order flows trader. What we've done is taken all these tools that we use to analyze the order flow, right? You know, all these tools in here. And instead of having to look at a footprint chart, trade off of a footprint chart, because not everybody wants to, right? Sometimes you have your existing chart using some other tools, you want to just look at a bar chart. What we've done is we've taken those tools that we have on the footprint chart and we put them in the toolbox so you can create your own indicator based off of order flow information, right? Not off of all this information that appears in Ninja Trader. These are all our proprietary, our custom tools for analyzing order flow. And not only can you use them, you can combine them in a way that you can't do that on a footprint chart. Now, there's some traders that have both the footprint and the toolbox, and they just overlay the toolbox on the footprint. They just keep a plain footprint, and they just want to see, based off of their trading setup, what they're looking at in the order flow, signal it on the footprint and manage it from there. But if you're a trader that doesn't want to use a footprint, but you want to use the information that appears on the footprint into your existing bar chart, you can do that now, right? That's what makes the toolbox so unique, right? And not only that, you can use it on other time frames and put it on your existing chart, right? Like here, right? This is the 1 minute chart. Say you trade a 1 minute chart of V-minis, but you know what? You think that stacked imbalances are important. Okay, well, if you want to, imagine if a stacked imbalance comes in on a 5 minute chart, it's probably important information, right? So now you can use that information in your own existing chart that maybe you have your other indicators working on. Okay, so that's the power of the toolbox. Now I'm going to turn it over to Pablo so that he can discuss with you markers, ways you can use markers in automating your trading, right? Because at the end of the day, become a better trader, you do need some, if you have some method of automating your system, it's going to help you come out ahead. Okay, so Pablo, are you there?
Yeah, hello everyone.
Okay.
Very nice software. Really nice having. I like the minimalistic point of view because the trading. Yeah, I can share my screen. Perfect.
Yeah.
Share my screen and where I can select my monitor. This one.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. So thank you for let me show this software. And for those who don't know what is markers, let me do a brief review. Markers is a tool that lets you create and automate signals. Today, we are going to analyze the part of automation, okay? So, and even more, we have a 30% discount, but you need to wait until the end of the presentation so you will know which is the coupon, okay? And the coupon is not going to last for many time. So let's see. Let's say that you have a signal, okay? We already saw on Orderflows Toolbox that it is very minimalistic, so you can see the signal, just the signal. So now that you have a signal, you want to automate it, okay? So what can we do? Not only with this signal, but with any signal from any indicator, okay? So you can copy the signal with markers copy. You will see a little dot overlapping the original signal. You can hide it if you don't like it, but usually when you are configuring the system, you want to check that they match, okay? So what you trade is what you see. And then just adding marker plus, that as you can see, you have options to enable the longs, enable the shorts, enable both ways. You have also filters. You have a place to select the account. there's also a place to select the ATM, because this executes ATM orders. I guess you already know the power of the ATM orders, where we can define multiple positions, each position with multiple targets and trailing stop, etc. So yes, we can automate with markers. This is the basic, okay? But we can do a lot of more things. As we saw with the Orderflow toolbox, now we can, like to say, filter where we have two or more signals, no? But only from Orderflow. What happens if you have an Orderflow signal and something else? For example, here we have long signal number 1, long signal number 2. Maybe one of them is from Orderflows, the other is from another custom indicator that you may have. What we can do now is measure that distance between the two signals, and if they are at no more than certain number of bars, that can be 1, okay? If you set 1 bar, they must be on the same bar. And then we can group those signals and create a unique signal. And then markers will trigger only when we have the two signals at a maximum distance of a certain number of bars, okay? What else? Because looking at this chart, we can see that we have a long in the middle that is, the market is going down and it is a long. In fact, it should not be a problem because that long is reversed to short, so nothing happens. But you can add a filter, for example. What filter? Any filter. Let's say a moving average. Any moving average or any line from any indicator that you have on your platform. And then what? You can check if the signal is above or below the line, or you can check the slope of the line. In this case, this line is always sloping down. That means that if we use the slope of the line as a filter, this signal is okay, this signal is not okay, and the other two are perfect. Okay, so with a very simple filter, we can improve the performance of the signals. Now, what can we do in total with marker? Because this is not everything. So as we already saw, we can detect signals, and when that happens, we execute an order. The order can be an entry, but also can be an exit, okay? Usually we enter with a signal, and then we define an ATM to set the targets and stops and trailings, etc. But instead of that, we can have exit signals, okay? We can filter those signals with anything that we have installed on the platform, any indicator, any condition. We can group signals, as we already saw. And also, this is very important, we can read the values of any indicator plot. If you have an exponential moving average, it has only one plot, the line. But if you have a Bollinger, you have 3 plots, the middle line, the upper, and the lower. The same for a Donchian, etc. So you can read any plot from any line, from any indicator. And what can we do with those values? You can calculate distances, slopes. You can do math calculation. For example, if the price is greater than the line, but the other line is going up, and also the bar is green, and etc., a lot of etceteras, then you create a signal. And finally, create signals, okay? And you can join this with your hour indicators, with order flow indicators, and join all together. And I guess we are finished. Yes. So we have a 30% discount only for those who are still here watching this. And that means that you can purchase markers that, as you can see, by default, the price is 570 at only 399, okay? But you need a coupon for that. And that coupon is not going to last forever. It is a limited number of sales. The coupon code is Orderflow. You can use uppercase, lowercase, whatever. You may say, okay, where is the site? For those who don't know, if you want more info, you can contact me at pablo@theindicatorstore.com. This is my page, and let me show my page so I can give you an idea of where is the markers. You can click directly on markers or go to marker systems and show all markers systems. You have one machine ID, two machine ID releases. This is the one I was commenting, okay? And also, if we have time, you can interrupt me anytime, Mike. I have a chart here loaded with an example, but I have a video also where I explained how to do this, but let me show how simple it is. Look, take a look at, let's take a look at the indicators, okay? So I have the new Orderflows Toolbox, and currently it is set to look only at enable align POC, okay? POCs, I think it is point of control, no? Everything else is disabled, okay? Then we need to copy, sorry, but if you look at the plots at the bottom, we can see that this indicator is drawing triangle ups and triangle downs in color blue and red. And this is what we see here. A blue triangle, a red triangle. The dots are from the copies, and they are visible just to check that they are okay. Because this indicator has a lot of parameters. If we make a mistake in one of the parameters, what I copy is not what I see. So on markers copy, I choose a name. For example, the name is go long, and we can see at the bottom that markers is expecting for go long and go short to trigger an order, okay? So we create the fast signal go long looking at this indicator, okay? And the indicator, if you click, is set with the same parameters as the indicator visible on the chart, okay? And at the bottom, we are selecting the buy signal, okay? And also, the settings for the markers copy is a cyan dot. So we can see it on the chart. If you don't like, or if you already checked that it is working correct and you don't want to see the dot, you can turn off from this place, show copied or don't show the copied dot. The same for the other. This is the go short, fast signal go short, and it is looking at the same indicator, the same parameters, but the sell signal plot, okay? And the configuration is a yellow dot, as we can see here. Even more, the original indicator is just here for visual. You can remove the indicator because marker is just copying the signals and executing those signals. So this is for visual. You can remove it if you want to save time. For example, if you want to make the chart more, to refresh faster, okay? Because each indicator has a time to calculate. So if we are drawing an indicator, it has its time, then we copy the indicator another time, and so on. So we can remove the indicator. We only need the copy for the longs, the copy for the shorts, and then the most important tool is markers, where first of all of this is can be selected from the toolbar, okay? The account, the ATM, etc. Then the fast signal name. We can also detect objects, okay? But this is not the case. Here we are using fast signals. And the entry method, because we can enter at market, or we can place a limit order or a stop order above or below the market and wait for a certain number of bars to get a fill. And of course, we have daily limits, time windows, for example, 3-time windows, so you can make it really complex, time to close the positions, etc. Okay, we can define filters and also exit conditions. The exit conditions are signals that you need to create or copy from another place. And that's all. Let me know if you have any question, but Mike, the mic is yours.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Pablo. Yeah, it's, guys, Pablo's markers I've had for many years already. I don't know what year we're in now, 2025. I think around 2019.
2020, I guess,
Yeah,
or maybe even before.
yeah, just like a year before COVID set in. But this is I've recommended this software to a lot of traders over the years because they're always looking for tools that are going to help them in their trading. And because there's a question here from Charles, how to filter the market which goes sideways. You can actually do that sort of, by combining, like a moving average in a sense, sort of the slope. I know Pablo's got videos on that. Actually, guys, Pablo's got a big YouTube channel, and he just posted a video yesterday with Toolbox on there. But I know, I do sometimes watch some of his videos to get ideas for, how to filter things because, markers does, you can filter, imagine using a slope of, like a rate of change. You could add that into, your setup with copy, I believe, right, Pablo? I think that's how you would do it. But yeah, no, it's a great software, so it is possible. Someone asked, do you need level 2? No, you just need level 1. It's very, very useful. You don't need to get extra data or anything like that. Rain asks about a coupon for 2 machine IDs. I suggest you just reach out to Pablo. Is Pablo at the indicator store is his email. I'm sure he'll get you sorted out. Now, his link is there, the indicator store. Let me just pull my screen back here real quick. Hang on here. If you go to, let me just get a quick browser. So you'll see it here, right? So the indicator store, right? If you type in, because people do ask me this, the indicator store.com, you'll see up here, it'll say the indicator market. Pablo's one and the same. But you see down here is Markers Plus. You use that coupon Orderflows in here when you check out. But Rain is asking specifically if there's a coupon code for the 2.
If you let me, the coupon is the same, okay?
It's okay, so it's the same. So you'd get 30% off on the 2 license, which is a good deal. I'll be honest, when I bought my copy years ago, I did use it. I did get it when it was on sale also. But his contact information is down in here. You can always send, if you want to reach out to him, you can do that. But I believe his email is in there somewhere. As well. So it's, I said it's a really good deal. It's a big savings. 30% is, it's not chump change, right? Because even 570 down to like what, 399, that's almost $200. That's a great deal. I'm gonna go through a couple of questions here really quick since we got some time. Let me see here. Can markers automate Orderflows Trader 8 signals? Well, you know, that's one of the reasons why we created the toolbox, because with Orderflows Trader 8, it's more on the footprint. The toolbox is not a footprint chart. It's designed to work on a bar chart to analyze the same order flow that you would if you're looking at a footprint chart. So, because when you look at a footprint chart, normally you're looking for certain things to happen, right? You're looking for, certain a POC to appear in a certain spot, or, imbalances coming in a certain area, or lack of volume. Now with the toolbox, right, it will show that to you, but not only that, you can combine it with other tools of order flow, like the delta analysis, things like that, to create your own custom indicator. But the toolbox is not a footprint chart, but it's analyzing the data sort of in the background of your bar chart, and it can plot it. Now, sometimes people will say, well, I want to just, let me get the chart here. So what they'll do is they'll say, well, I want to see a signal for multiple imbalances as well as a signal for, um, a big delta number, right, or a big volume number, but I want them to show separately. Okay, well, you could do that. You just go in there, you would add toolbox again with just that one signal. Okay, so for example, all you would do is, you just add, say you want to look at two different things, right? You just add two copies, or not two copies, but add two configurations of the toolbox down in here. One would be, you would just choose volume and balance, right? 3. Okay, and then just to keep it different, I'll just make it bigger, 15, and then that's the volume and balance. If I wanted to add bars that had over, say I was going to look at volume. Okay, I'm just picking something really quickly here. Volume over 5,000. Okay, so the bar's got to have, in this instance, bar volume over 5,000, and the other one is volume and balance. Now it's going to be plotted as two separate. I would just change it, I don't know, change it a different color, make it magenta and green. Okay, then just hit apply. That way it would show two different ones. So you can combine them, or you can keep them separate. Again, if you're using a footprint or using a bar chart, you do the same thing. Okay. Can you automate it? This one I'm not sure. Pablo would have to. Can you automate an indicator that repaints? You probably not want to automate an indicator that repaints, because then it wouldn't give you.
Yes, you can. But
Yeah.
imagine watching this live. You
Yeah.
get a signal, you execute the order, and then on the repaint, the signal is deleted. So yes, you can, but I don't suggest doing that.
Okay. There's a question for you, Pablo. Neil says your stuff is great. He asks if you have a trade copier.
No.
Okay. Yeah, not yet. And you know what, guys? Pablo and I were just talking about this before the presentation. And I'm sure you've all heard the news with Kraken buying NinjaTrader. We don't know yet, but we're hoping that Kraken is going to connect to NinjaTrader somehow. So imagine being able to trade all the different cryptos with NinjaTrader, right? So that's why it's hopefully it's good times ahead. Not that futures isn't a good product. Futures are great to trade, but it's crypto is a whole different beast. It's 24/7, never ends, and it's a legitimate exchange. Kraken's been around for a long time, so hopefully they're going to expand it into NinjaTrader. So it's like imagine being, the way I look at it is, imagine being at Disney World and Mickey Mouse comes up to you and says, hey, instead of standing in this line, why don't you come up to the front? That's what you're going to be able to do, hopefully, if Kraken connects to NinjaTrader. Imagine you have all this you know, the software to trade, to automate your trading, to analyze the order flow ahead of all these other traders out there. I mean, TradingView does have, quote, a footprint chart, but the way they handle the data is vastly different than, it's not an accurate representation of the actual trading that's taking place, right? They're aggregating trades over time, and trust me, I've been meaning to make a video on it for a while, but the data on TradingView's footprint is incredibly different. It's almost negligent on their part, because they got a nice platform, but the way that they handle the data coming in, it's just not, it's not accurate representation of how it's trading in the market. But hopefully with Kraken being able to connect a NinjaTrader, and you have already markers, you already have a tool like the toolbox, or, you know, existing way of trading the market, you're going to be ahead of all those other traders out there, the retail traders that are getting in, you know, that want to trade crypto. They're so far behind the curve, right? That's where you're going to find an edge in the market. That's why I'm excited for what the future holds with Kraken buying NinjaTrader. You know, I think it's going to give us traders a great opportunity. Someone's asking about your YouTube channel. Let me just pull it up here really quick if I can. Well, let's go to YouTube and let's see here. Well, you just type in here the indicator store, and you can find it here. So it's just called, here. So you see, he posted a video yesterday on how to automate order flows toolbox signals on NinjaTrader. He's got videos on using a VPS. He's got a lot of videos up here. He's got a nice little channel going here. So I think videos he's got, there's a lot. And then, you know, the nice thing, like I said, you know, I've been working with Pablo for years. So he's been around a long time. All right. It's not like one of these fly by night guys that just creates an indicator, then they disappear. So he's always there. He's easy to reach. You know, he's even got, I think you have a Discord too, right? I think, Pablo. But yeah, so it's you know, it's a nice software. So again, you know, for my software, just go to orderflows.com/toolbox. Now, right now, you know, I know Pablo's got a special deal on his software on the toolbox. If you go to the toolbox website, let me just get it here. Right, I actually have a deal as well. I don't have a coupon code, but we have a deal. Normally it's $14.99, but we're lowering the price down to $700 to $7.99. Okay, the reason being is, again, this is not something that I've really actively promoted. It's really been for my existing users of the Orderflows Trader software that already understand order flow. Because again, you know, at the end of the day, order flow is something that's not for everybody. Okay, you know, some traders trade on more of a bigger time frame. They, you know, don't necessarily buy into order flow. They want to live in this world of moving averages and whatever, you know, and hey, more power to you if that's what works for you. But for the traders that really understand order flow, the power of it, and want to be ahead of everybody else, you know, that's who we really marketed to the Order Flows Toolbox to, right? Because it's an easy transition, all right? But for now, because of this presentation, because, you know, a lot of people, I know they've been always asking me, hey, how can I combine signals, create my own indicator, and then automate it? So basically, all you need is just the toolbox and markers, and you're good to go, right? Basically, so it's very easy to use. Brian asks, is level 2 not needed for the order flows toolbox? No, you don't need level 2 for the toolbox, right? Just level 1, because what the toolbox is analyzing, right? It's analyzing the actual order flow as it's trading in the background of the bar chart. Okay, so, you know, once you understand what the tool is used for. And again, it's all explained in the user guide. Okay, so sometimes people get so caught up in, oh, I don't understand what this means, what a line point of control is. Well, for example, a line point of control is 2 point of controls that come in the same price level over 2 consecutive bars, right? And you can see there's one taking place literally right here. This was this afternoon at just after noon, 12:04, 12:05, right? That's a bearish signal. And you see the market sold off about 7 points from that very quickly. Order flow, in my opinion, is best used as soon as it appears, right? That's why using a tool like markers, in my opinion, will help traders a lot, because it's removing that step of the trade entry where you're like trying to identify this with your eyes and then click the sell button, right? So Toolbox will identify this, markers will execute your trade. Okay, then you can manage it, right? Trust me, managing a trade is a lot less stressful than trying to analyze the order flow, especially if you're sort of newer to order flow. You know what you want to look for, and then clicking the sell button. Let the software do that. So let the software analyze what you like to look for, and then tell markers, execute it, right? And then you can, either just let the trade play out, or, you could watch how the market is developing. If it doesn't look like it's, you can see down here, it starts selling off nicely, but then it starts going sideways. How could you tell? The question Kate Charles asked, how can you tell a market's going sideways? Well, there's different ways you could read the order flow. Obviously, positive, delta, negative, positive, negative, positive. Where it's sort of flip-flopping back and forth with no clear direction, that's a sign, okay, maybe you cut the trade here, right? But the important thing is you're in the trade. Last thing you want to do is have something actionable like here, right, with the 2 point of controls being bearish, and you get in late, right? Instead of getting in, right away, say 56.28, you're getting in here, you're giving up 2 points at 56.26 because you're hemming and hawing for whatever reason, and you're getting short at 26, and basically the market trades down to about 20, we'll call it 24. Where would you rather be short from, 26 or 28? Right, there's an extra 2 points right there that you gave up just because you're like, yeah, and trust me, traders do that all the time, right? It's like the psychological aspect of trading. People don't realize how important it is, but hesitation, whether it's trading or sports or anything, costs opportunity. All right. So let me just pull up that again. So again, for the toolbox, go to orderflows.com/toolbox for Pablo's markers, right? He's got a coupon code. You just go to his website, the indicator store. Just type in the indicator store. You'll see Markers Plus on the front. You'll find it in here. Go to Markers Plus. His coupon code is Orderflows, I believe. So you just type it in there when you check out. So we're going to end it there. This will be recorded, but again, remember, Pablo's coupon only lasts for it's a limited time, right? And I hate to use the saying, you snooze, you lose. My kids like to say to me, "Too bad, too sad," when I miss something. But time, I hate to say time is money. That sounds so cliche, but it's a great deal, and you got to take advantage of these deals when they come up. Like I said, when I got markers, I did buy it on a discount years ago. What would you rather pay? It's like my wife, I tell her to use a coupon sometimes. She goes, it's too complicated to use a coupon. Well, I'm like, why pay full price when you can get it now at a discount? Okay, so again, Pablo's 30% off deal is a very good deal. So take advantage of it. And Pablo, thanks for coming out today. Thanks everyone for coming out on your Friday afternoon. I know I'm here in Chicago, and the weather is starting to get much better, and hopefully where all you guys are at, spring is coming, and I hope you guys got good weather. So thanks, Pablo, and thanks everyone for coming out today. And yes, this will be recorded. We'll send it out later once it gets all processed and everything. So have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks again, Pablo, and I'll catch you guys later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.